All right, well, it's 11 o'clock, so I think we will get started. If you're here, we're going to talk about courses and materials for youth services from the Human Development Institute of UK, and we have Sally Dannenberg, hopefully I said that right, who
Yes, you
is
did.
a Research and Development Institute, who is with the Research and Development Institute with the Human Development Institute at the University of Kentucky. That's a mouthful, I haven't read that yet.
Okay.
Let me get your presentation up and we can get you started. I don't know how you want to do questions or if you care how we do questions.
If they want to just put questions or comments in the chat box, I've got my chat box open, so I would be glad to answer them as we go along.
Well, perfect. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, and as Kim said, my name is Sally Dannenberg. I'm a research and development associate at the Human Development Institute at UK. A lot of people don't know about the Human Development Institute, but we do provide a lot of services for all ages of people throughout the state of Kentucky. So as we go through, I'm just going to highlight some of those. If you're interested, you can always go to our website and find more. I just wanted you to see our mission statement. And what we do is try to build inclusive communities, address inequities, and improve the lives of all people who experience disability across the lifespan. Now, the main project I work for is Child Care Aware, and a lot of the children we work with don't have disabilities, but the Human Development Institute has been kind enough to bring Child Care Aware into the Institute and work with us. And we have gotten so many benefits, and we're not only learning how to help child care providers, but families work with children with disabilities. And we do have, we provide leadership and we have community partnerships across Kentucky and the nation. So we're very active in a lot of different ways. And I hope you can take some of the information you gained today and take it back with you in your work. These are just a few of the our projects that I'm going to highlight today. Most of our projects are through grants. So we are constantly looking for new grants to help fund projects and things like that. So we'll look at each one of these individually as we go along today. The first one I wanted to tell you about is what's called HDI CATS, and it's the Center for Assistive Technology Services in Central Kentucky. There are centers for assistive technology services all across the state of Kentucky. As you look, if you go to this website that I've listed on here, it will list all the different devices that they have, but it will list them according to where they are located in the state. So if you're in Western Kentucky, there is a center there. In Eastern Kentucky, they're all over the state of Kentucky. So if you're looking for something specific for someone you work with, you can find where it's located at that time. And I think they will transfer, if there's something in Eastern Kentucky and you work in Western Kentucky, they will transfer those things to the other centers so people can use them. Most of the devices they provide are free. I just provided a picture right here on the left of some of the things that were made by one of our engineers on the 3D printer. And I know many of you have a 3D printer. So if you're looking for devices that maybe you can make at your library, this is another good resource. You don't have to send the person to the center to get it. You could make it at your library and then lend it out. The other thing I put on here is what they call a Big Mac switch. And this is used for anybody that may not be able to manually operate something, so they can hit the switch and they can make a toy work, or they can make their communication aid work, or whatever it is. I did check into the CATS library this morning, and there are over 5,500 assistive devices listed in their library for all the centers across the state. This includes things like hearing aid batteries, wheelchairs, walkers, all kinds of things. So if you know somebody that you work with that needs something that will help make their life better, this is a great resource for you. Child Care Aware, as I said before, is the project that I work for. And what we want to make sure is that families have access to safe, affordable, quality care. What we do is we work to improve quality. We have coaches across the state of Kentucky that work mainly in 4 areas: quality, because Kentucky has the all-star system, so it's a 5-star rating system, and our coaches help um, child care providers build their quality within their own centers or homes. And then you probably also work with some child care providers that bring their children in for story time. We can provide resources for you. Lately, I've been posting some tip sheets. A lot of centers use the environmental rating scale, and these tip sheets help them bring up that score so they can get a higher rating, and everything looks better for the children and the families that they serve. At the current time, through Child Care Aware, we are working on a grant to provide a training on executive function for families, mainly those in underserved populations, children, parents of children with special needs, grandparents, children that have been abused to substances that, that are harmful to them. So this is something else that, we do all kinds of projects within Child Care Aware that I'm not going to talk about all of them today. Another program we offer is what we call the Community Work Transition Program. This is for students, high school students, and help them go from high school, their studies there, to work, and just make sure they're career ready so they can provide for themselves. This is another one of our projects. We have the person that started this project has an adult son with Down syndrome, and she felt that she was not getting the information and support that she needed. So what she's done is lots and lots of work on pulling together resources for families so they get that accurate information, they know where to go if they need help, things like that. And then this project grew into another project. And these are prenatal and postnatal resources. So when I said we serve people in the lifespan, she can even help people that maybe have gotten that prenatal diagnosis of Down syndrome or some other congenital disorder, and gives them resources and professional development to help them just learn about, what could be and how they can get the best things for their child or the child that they're serving as a medical professional. We all know that the incidence of autism is pretty high. So we do have a project for autistic workers. And we know that people with autism have a lot of talents. And sometimes we overlook them because of some of the other things that may not be working well for them. So this provides in-person trainings, online modules, and ongoing technical assistance to teams, HR professionals, and just make sure that people know the benefits of inclusion and the needs and strength of autistic workers so they can best support them. This next project, some of you may have heard of Learn the Signs Act Early. I'm hoping that you have a lot of these brochures within your library. A lot of the materials are free. They're from the Center for Disease Control. And we have one of the people that works within our the Human Development Institute is the Learn the Signs Act Early Ambassador for Kentucky. So she has lots and lots of resources that are free that she can share, or you can order them yourselves, and they're still free. Oops. And this was developed a while ago by the CDC, and it started in 2004 because we saw that increase in children diagnosed with autism. So what they started in 2004 was they were looking for autism itself, but now the program has expanded to helping parents understand typical development, what to expect at different ages, and how we can help build the skills in children as they grow and develop. Okay, and these are just some information about autism and why Learn the Signs Act Early started. And I'm going to let you take a minute just to read this over. And if you notice the fourth bullet, most parents note concerns around 18 months, but for a lot of parents, it's very, very hard. I used to work in early intervention, and it's very hard to realize that their child may have something, because autism, there's a spectrum there and there's a range of skills and needs. So what we really want to do with this is make sure children are identified earlier, and the earlier the better, because you can get help, whether it be physical therapy, occupational therapy, developmental intervention, things like that. So that's the main reason they started Learn the Signs Act early, to get in there and help parents and children. Okay, this is a video, and I'm hoping it'll work, Kim.
I don't think it'll work on there.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. Is that the Learning the Signs Act early one?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
If we can't get it to work, I've got the most important points listed here for me, so I can share those if.
Can you see that?
I can't. Oh, now it's coming up.
Try that.
Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Yep. I'll get your file up here.
And as you could see on this, it's a very helpful thing for first-time parents, because I remember as a first-time parent, I didn't always know what my child was supposed to be doing, at a certain age. Even as second and third time parents, every child develops differently. So if one child is doing something that the others didn't do, we can learn about that too. Also to learn about what the next step should be for the child. So this Learn the Signs Act early helps parents see what they want their child to work towards. And then those conversations with pediatricians. When you have concerns about a child, I know I've been to, one of my family doctors before, and he said, "Oh, they'll grow out of it or whatever." But it's nice because there's a lot of research behind what a child should be doing at a certain age. So this is helpful to have that conversation with your doctor. They do have a checklist, and you saw the mom checking off on the paper form. You also saw the other mother show you her app. And so people, if they don't want to deal with the paperwork, they can do it on an app, and we'll look at the app a little bit later. The milestones look at cognitive, social, emotional, language, and motor development. So it looks at all those areas, and then you can talk about what the child is doing well, or at the end of each checklist, there's a little list that said should be concerned if your child is not doing this or is doing this. And so it's really very helpful information for everyone. Okay. Okay, the Milestone Moments booklet just has a lot of information in it. It's another way that you can keep track of the child's development. It's available in English, Spanish, simplified Chinese, and Korean. Okay, and it says families and childcare centers, but anyone can order up to 30 free copies. If you're ordering anything from the Learn the Signs Act Early website, just be prepared. Sometimes they are out of things, so just go back. If you have multiple people working in your library, different people can order at the same time if you need more than those 30 copies of that booklet. It includes all the milestone checklists from 2 months to 5 years and activities to help the child learn and grow. And there's a space in the back to write notes. So if you're going to the pediatrician's office or you're having a conference with your child's teacher or whatever, it can go with you. It can also be printed out if you prefer to do that. I'm sure it's a lot of pages, so it takes a lot of ink. And it just can be used as a reference anytime a parent is concerned about their child's development. It also, as I said, contains those checklists, questions for the doctor, because, as parents, we're all busy. So it just helps to have that. And these activities that they put in here can be used during playtime. When we work with children, we don't want to have to, do special activities. Children learn as they play. So just natural activities they're doing can help them learn different skills and just try out different skills that they suggest in this book. The tracker app can be downloaded. I'm going to leave this up for just a brief time. If you have your phone handy, you can scan the QR code and go to the tracker app, load it onto your phone. This QR code is on all the Learn the Signs Act early information. So if you want to share it with parents, they can download it also. And here's just a picture of the app itself. You can put a picture of your child on there. What it does is it keeps track of the child's age. If the child was born prematurely, it adjusts for that, because we know for the first 2 years a child that is born prematurely is maybe a little bit behind on their development. So it adjusts for that just in case. If you have more than one child, you can definitely add as many children as you have to that. It tracks it. It has photos and videos, and it says coming soon, but this was printed out maybe a year or so ago. But the photos are for the English version. The Spanish version they're still working on. But if a parent has questions about, my child is doing this, but how should it look? The photos and videos really help with that. And then again, the same tips and activities that you can find on the app itself. Okay. And you can also track appointments. So if you have if one of your the people that you work with has a child that has an appointment to go to the doctor or whatever, it can keep track of that and remind him. It has a summary of those milestones so the doctor knows what the child is doing. And I know some of you are maybe doing the ages and stages questionnaire already with families, but this is something that the parents can have with them all the time to track their child's development. Okay. And then in 2022, there were some revisions made because you see more signs of autism during the toddler stage. They added those 15 and 30-month questionnaires, I'm sorry. And then the skills that they're putting in there now, they expect 75% of children to do those skills at the age they're listed. Okay. They took out some of the language, because it, like for a 2-year-old, one of the things was says 50 words. Well, it used to say may say 50 words. So if a child didn't quite have that many words, parents weren't sure to whether to be concerned or not. Okay. We know that children with autism may have more concerns in the social emotional area. So they added some more social emotional milestones and then more tips and activities. And just, parents sometimes have the little feeling that they're concerned about something, but, they're not sure how to express it. So this just gives them the opportunity to maybe write something down before they make that doctor visit. Okay, and here are some of the free books that Learn the Signs Act early. The number listed below each book is the number of copies that you can request at any one time. They're available in both English and Spanish. And as I said before, if you go into the Learn the Signs Act early and try to order some of these, they may be out. Try next week, try 2 weeks from now, things like that. Just keep trying because there's a huge demand for these books. So they may be out of stock at the particular time you try to order, but just keep trying. It's not. And these just talk about the books. Whereas Bear is for the younger kids. It's amazing me. It's Busy Being 3 is for 3-year-olds. And then what we offer too is customization. So if you want to have these milestone checklist in your library, we can have someone at our office put your logo, your name, whatever you want on there, and they can make sure so people can get back to you, know where they got this information. If they need the 3-year checklist or whatever, they will know to come back to your library to find that information. And I should have written it on the thing, but I didn't. What I will do is I will type it in when we get done at the very end. I will type the customization website in there. So if you would like to have any of these materials customized, we can make sure you get that done. Okay, if we want to take a couple minutes, and we've gone through a lot of resources here. How can your library use these Learn the Signs Act early resources? Or if you're already using them, share with everybody else how you're using them so maybe they could enjoy sharing them with the people they work with. We've had some childcare providers. I'm not sure about libraries, but they've created a yard sign with the QR code on it. So as people were walking in or out, they could scan that QR code and get direct access to the Learn the Signs Act early. I know some of you probably work with your child care councils. And whenever they have like a baby fair or like a back to school night or whatever, we have some of our coaches attend those and has set up the information for Learn the Signs Act Early as well as Child Care Aware of Kentucky. Any other thoughts? Great idea, Chelsea. Thank you. Yeah, they provide great free outreach. You know, if you get the Learn the Signs Act Early people to send you the brochures and things like that, it's easy to pass them out. And I can't tell you how many we've sent out to all kinds of people across the state. Oh, that's a great idea too. And I'm sure I'm not the ambassador, so I will make sure that Christine Hausman, and her name is listed at the very end of this, knows that family resource centers are a great place to place these things. Okay, I'm going to move on, but if you think of something else that would be a way to get this information out, please add it to the chat. These are just some things about sharing concerns, and there's a lot of good information about sharing concerns on the Learn the Signs Act Early website, what parents can do, what child care providers can do, what other people that work with young children can do. So if child is under 3, First Steps, Kentucky Early Intervention Services, and the phone number is right there. If the child is over 3, the local school district will do the evaluation. And as a former early intervention provider, acting early really can make a huge difference for young children. Okay. Kim, this is another video. If it's too hard to get to, this is the Vroom video. I can just talk about it briefly too.
I already got you loaded up.
All right, thank you.
Just do the screen.
Can we get the transcript on this one or sound, because I'm not hearing anything? Oh, thank you.
You're not getting the sound on it though? You know what? I think I need to do that. Let's try that guy. It'll be better.
Yeah, hang up the jackets, okay? I'm really rushing all the time. I don't have enough time just to sit down with them.
Being a full-time mom and having a full-time job, it's not easy. I always worry, am I doing enough with my kids? Am I doing the important stuff that they need?
Can't imagine what is in here.
It feels really powerful.
You guys.
You already have all it takes.
Maybe I just didn't look at it that way because I always want better.
Do you put your feet in them?
No.
No?
I know that I can do it.
Which one is rough?
This one.
It's amazing the little things that we do. We don't even realize we're teaching our kids. We did it, Mom! Yay! Good job.
You don't really think of brain development at that young of an age, you know, when you're 3 months old.
No,
And I don't think a lot of parents realize that they build their child's brain better themselves than having a child sit in front of a TV, just like you saw, you know, the one lady was just using crackers and talking about rough and smooth. By sorting laundry, children learn about different colors. And so it's just that we need to help parents realize that they really are their child's first teacher and how important that job is and how they can do it as they go about their everyday tasks. So this is a great resource for parents. And this just talks about it. The weekly text with activities. You get 17 different languages, so hopefully they cover all of the ones people speak in Kentucky, but there may be others that they don't, but it's a great resource that has a wide audience. And there are different content areas, so they talk about, you know, different things that families deal with. And their activities from birth to 5 years, so it covers that early childhood spectrum very well. Okay, and this just talks about how those positive connections, that back and forth between parent and child helps their learning, their health, their behavior. And it looks at some of those executive functions like focus and self-control, problem solving, taking on challenges, things like that. Okay, and here's some ways that you can stay connected with us. We have a Facebook page, Child Care Aware of Kentucky, and I'll talk about that in a minute. There's also a Milestones Matter Facebook page that just has those Learn the Signs Act early milestones. Then Vroom is listed here, and one of the things our ambassador tells us is don't put in vroom.com because you'll get to see pictures of cars. And Child Care Aware of Kentucky also has a website with lots of good resources listed in it. This is Christine, and she's our Learn the Signs Act Early Ambassador. Please feel free to contact her. She's much more knowledgeable about Learn the Signs Act Early, but she wasn't available today to share this information with you. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our Facebook page. What we do, I've listed Milestone Mondays in here. Every Monday we list an English and Spanish milestone, so people can see, you know, what to expect at different ages. And we do the English at 10 and the Spanish at 2. Same thing on Thursdays. We have Toddler Thursdays, so we list one of those toddler age milestones at 10 and the Spanish one at 2. So I also try to post a lot of good information for families on our Facebook page. So please feel free to share anything you find on there with the people you work with. This is just another one of the things from the Human Development Institute. We have pre-service health training for those that provide health care to different populations, mainly those with disabilities. And it just helps them know what to expect and, you know, how to maybe talk to someone with, whether it be an intellectual disability, a language disability, whatever. Project Scope is a multidisciplinary program that was started to help those working with children that may have been abused or not abused, but been exposed to drugs neonatally, sorry. And so there's been several training sessions already, but they hope to continue to have more training sessions. And if you see something and are interested in this, please let us know. Retain Kentucky is something that's started out maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. And what they look at is try to help businesses retain employees. And one of it, after COVID was over with, they really had to jump in clients because they had people with long COVID and they couldn't go back to work without some kind of adaptations or modifications. So they've really been working hard to help people get back to work that maybe couldn't have worked without a little extra intervention. We also have the Kentucky Inclusive Health Collaborative, and they work in a variety of areas. One of their projects right now is bingo size, and they go into assisted living, nursing homes, etc. And people get to play bingo, but they also exercise as a part of the bingo. They work with Special Olympics and help keep their athletes healthy too. So it's a great program, and they have been working on all kinds of different activities. They've had cooking classes, things like that. So this is another thing if you want to reach out to us, if you have a clientele that would like something like this, we can help. Transportation Initiative is just information and education on transportation options throughout the state. So, and they work with a variety of different organizations. So our outreach is wonderful. And then we have a universal design team, and it's the universal design, and some of you may already know this, it's about making places and resources usable by everyone, okay? Just because we know we learn in different ways. It works with organizations to evaluate, deploy, and monitor universal design strategies in action. And so what they do is they come in and they can evaluate, they can consult, they can give training or technical assistance. And I just included some of the principles of universal design here. We want all people to be able to use it. We want to make things flexible. We want to make them simple. Just like this crossing thing, not only do we have the curb cut, so with someone in a wheelchair, but you have the rough, so a person with a cane, and then you have the voice reminders for people crossing roads so they know what's going on. Tolerance for error, we all make mistakes, so helping people fix them. Low physical effort. They show an example of you don't have to press to get the soap out of a machine to wash your hands. And then just size and space for approach. We know that people in wheelchairs may need a little extra space. So these are some of the principles, and the universal design team can help with these principles in your facility if you're interested. This is something new, brand new actually. This was one of we have what we call a Fund for Excellence. And this was one of the projects that applied for a grant within the Human Development Institute. And these are all photos of people of different abilities. And because we saw a need for this, because you'd see people, that were perfectly able in wheelchairs or whatever, and they weren't really living the life that some people in wheelchairs would, or you had people showing you sign language, but it really wasn't a sign. So we decided to take time and photograph people all across the spectrum, all across the state in different for people to use these. And so they're licensed under Creative Commons, so they can be used by anybody. So this is a resource if you would like. It's great. It's wonderful for everyone to use. And now I just want to tell you about some of the courses we offer. The next few courses were designed specifically for librarians. By my supervisor, Mary Howard, as well as someone that works in the library sciences at UK. And so these have been approved, so you get credit for them if you take them. They are free, So I encourage you to think about, if you have not had these courses, they're great credit, and they've got some really great information with them. The first one is on cognitive development. Second one is on language, or oops, I skipped one. Okay, so the second one is on physical well-being and social emotional development. And then the third one is on language development and communication. And you don't have to necessarily take these in that order. You can take them in any order. You know, if you feel like you'd like to learn more about language development first, you can take that first. So those are those 3 courses. And then this is another one that was developed. So, you know, we talked earlier about during Vroom, those adult-child interactions. So this is enhancing your story time to promote school readiness and using those interactions to support the children's learning. And then the other one is another one, enhancing story times promote school readiness. But it's help you look at books and see, you know, what might be more appropriate for one group versus another, things like that. So as I said, these are all free, and I'll tell you how to get to our site, our learning site, in just a couple minutes. But they're all free, and you can register and sign up, and you can take them at your own pace. They're self-paced. So, you know, if you can work on them this week and can't work on them for another couple weeks, I think once you sign up, they're good for years. But, you know, if you don't always complete it, you can go back and re-register too. So, okay. We also have some under our early care education and intervention that have been approved for librarians. And these are our sign language courses. So the first one is for infants, and we teach some very basic signs, you know, more help. I think there's some food and drink signs, things like that. Signs that infants can start to learn, and we usually encourage about 6 months. We also talk in these about language delays, and you know why some children are delayed, their language is delayed, but how sign language can help them express themselves and not be so frustrated. The next one is the toddler one. And then we have preschoolers. So the preschool sign language is more of learning colors, numbers, letters, things like that, as well as we have some story signs and songs. So, you know, just fun things, you know, even if you don't want to use the whole course itself, then you can just pull out the things that would be most useful to you. And then for these sign language courses, we've also created some other resources. We have a sign language for infant, toddlers, and preschoolers Facebook group. And then we also have some posters. We do not have the handouts left anymore that are printed, but the handouts are included in each course. If anyone here would like some of the posters, I still do have some of those left. So if you could contact Kim or Amy Olson or myself, we would be glad to make sure you got those posters one way or another, because I really don't need hundreds of posters. Yeah, I know most of these signs, but I think it would be a fun thing to include in your, you know, in your displays at your libraries if you would like them. Okay. And what we're going to do, because you attended, and I apologize for this last button, we are going to give you one of the 3 sign language courses. You can choose which one you think would best fit the children you work with. As you sign on, and I'll get you that web address in just a second, but click on the For Myself button rather than For a Group if you want to take it individually. If you're a supervisor, you can make a group, okay? But you don't, if you want it just for you, just click on the For Myself button and then add it to your cart. And there's a blue box once it pulls up, and it looks like this box on the bottom. It says have a coupon. What you do is, instead of entering the coupon code of KYAC 2022, please enter the KYAC 2023 code, and that will get you that coupon. Okay. And then it's for free. So hdIlearning.org is where all these courses are housed. And to get to the school ready library ones, the cognitive language and the other one that I talked about, click on that school ready libraries tile. Or if you want the sign language ones, click on the early childhood education tile. And then as I said, click on the For Myself tab, go to the checkout page, put in that KYAC 2023 coupon code, and it should come up for free. If you run into any difficulties with that coupon code, let me know, and I can make sure that you get into that course for free. Okay. I think that's the end of my presentation. I'm going to put that personalization web address in here in the chat for all of you if you're interested in having those Learn the Signs Act early things personalized. And please, if you have any questions, please add them to the chat now, or however you want to let me know.
I guess no questions.
Okay, this is a very long web address. I apologize, so it's going to take me a minute. I should have copied and pasted it while I was at it earlier this morning. Okay, there it is. Please feel free to contact me at any time if you have any questions about any of our resources. And I'll put my email in here. I can do that much faster than I can type that. Okay, thank you very much for your time today, and enjoy your lunch. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. It looks excellent.
Thank you so much, Sally. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next